Hello student, this is your third class on the topic reproduction in plants, and today we are going to discuss about the process of sexual reproduction in plants. And for that, two terms are very important. The first one is the pollination and the second one is the fertilization. So the second one is common to you. You have already known about the term that it's the fusion of male gamete and the female gamete. And in the previous class, we have already discussed about the structure of the flower, where we came to know that the pollen grains are the main source of the production of male gamete, and the ovary are the main source of the production of the female gamete or the egg. Now, if we want to successful fertilization, then we have to transfer the male gamete to the female gamete. Now, it's only possible if we transfer the pollen grains from the anther of the flower to the stigma of the flower. And this transfer is known as the pollination. So, the transfer of the pollination can be in many ways. It may be in the same flower, it may be in the same flower of the same plant, it may be same plant but different flower, or it may be different flower of the different plant. So the first one, where the pollen grains are transferred in the same flower of the same plant, and it's known as autogamy. And the next one, where the pollen grains are transferred in the same plant but in a different flower, and it is known as diatogamy. Now, in the both cases, the plant is the common, and that's why it is known as self-pollination. But in the another case, where the pollen grains are transferred in the different flower of the different plant, so it's known as the cross-pollination. And for that, we need some factors. It may be wind, may be water, may be insects or birds. So this is about the pollination and its types. Now, for a successful fertilization, pollination is very important. And in this pollination, the petals, the colorful petals, possess a very important role. Okay. But what happened after the pollination? So see here, after the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower, these pollen grains develop the pollen tubes, and inside the pollen tubes, these male gametes are transferred to the ovules. Now, inside the ovules, there is the egg cell, and when this pollen tube come in contact with the ovule, the male gamete and the female gamete are fused to each other. So fertilization occurs. And due to this fusion of the male gamete and the female gamete, a zygote is formed. So here sperm nuclei are the male gametes and the egg nuclei is the female gamete or egg. Okay, and see here there are two sperm nuclei or the two male gametes, now in which one fused with the egg nuclei or egg and produce the zygote, which develops into the embryo and then into the seedling. But for the development of the embryo and its development, its nutrient source is actually the endosperm, and it is formed by the fusion of the polar nuclei with the another sperm nuclei. So after the fusion of another sperm nuclei with the polar nuclei, the endosperm is produced and which serves as the source of nutrient for the development of the developing embryo. And after the formation of the embryo, the ovary turns into the fruit and ovules turns into the seeds. And this is the consequences of the fertilization. So this is all about the process of sexual reproduction in the plants and its importance. So thank you.